Today we're going to revisit a classic, unbox a brand new one. Let's get started. Alright, so today I thought let's just take a minute and revisit a classic. I've done several of these types of videos where I show you wigs that I have loved, that all of you love too, and I show you some older ones I have and then some newer ones. I just repurchased this one. This is Raquel Welch Straight Up with a Twist Elite, and I got it in Rusty Auburn. And y'all, I purchased this from Shirley's wig shop, so be sure to go over there. If you will go to the drop down box below this video, there will be a link there to where you can purchase this, and don't forget to use my code Crazy over there. Be sure to use that code and you'll save yourself some money. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to unbox this brand new one, but I want to talk about the one I have on my head. This is Straight Up with a Twist. This is not the Elite. Okay, the one I have on is not, and the color is Shaded Biscuit. And we're going to look at all of these, and I want you to tell me at the end, what do you prefer? Do you have both the Elite and the Wefted? And if so, which one is your favorite? I personally love this wig. I have it in 3 colors. And it's one of those wigs, it is a classic for a reason. It has a beautiful style. This bob comes under the chin. It works with most face shapes. I think that is why it is also so popular. And of course, Raquel Welch just knows how to make these beautiful wigs. It has a gorgeous lace front. These are true to life heat-friendly fibers. Y'all, we know we love those. And I just think, like I said, it's a classic. So let's look at it a little further. Okay, let's unbox this brand new one. I love hair mail, don't y'all? I love hair mail. So this is how it comes boxed, like this. It has a little card that comes with it. Let me get it out of the bobby pins here. And I thought I really want this in Rusty Auburn because that is truly one of my favorite Raquel Welch red shades. Now, since I have it open, let's just take a second and talk about this cap. Of course, it has this large mono top and extended lace front. Hand tied through here. Now, this is a partial hand tied cap, and when we say that, we're referring to the wefting that's covered here. So this is all hand tied through here, as you see, and then this is covered wefting in the back that helps hold the structure of this wig. And there's stretch here across this hand tied part. It has closed ear tabs, of course, extended felt nape, and Velcro adjusters. Again, these are the true to life heat friendly fibers. They recommend 275 to 300 degrees. Keep your styling tools at that. Make sure you are always following the manufacturer's recommendation for heat. It is different for different brands, so make sure you're following it. Oh, look how pretty. So, I knew I was going to love this color, of course. It's even better on this style. Now, this is the one I just had on in Shaded Biscuit. That is the wefted. I'm just going to let you have a look at it also so you can see. It also has a mono top and the extended lace front, but it has the open wefted here. Closed ear tabs, extended felt nape with stays. Lots of stretch here in this wig. So you can see now the difference in these 2 caps, and I'm going to insert some video that shows them side by side. So let's try on the new one. I just took the tag off. It's just so much easier for me to work with and show you with the tag off of it. I'm going to shake it. I always like to loosen the fibers up just a little bit, and let's see how it fits. Okay, it fits me a little large. They normally do right out of the box. And y'all, I'm going to tell you, you can see a lot of times these fibers come straight down. That's why I wanted to unbox this one, because every one I've had, I kind of have that issue, and we have to work with it, but hey, we can work with it. I have a 21, y'all will take this in because it's really pretty big. I have a 21¼ inch head circumference, and this is running pretty large, so I'm just going to use the Velcro adjusters and bring it in just a little because I need to manipulate these fibers. That's much better. Easy to get a fit with the adjusters. Now let's talk about what we're going to do here. For a long-term solution, I will need to steam this. For a short term, I'm going to use some hairspray. But first, this is just water. If you've watched me for any time, you know anytime I put on a wig, every day, I put some water in it. I like to separate the fibers. I want to get them off my face. I want to separate them a little bit. It just wakes things up. Run your hands through it. Don't be afraid to get your hands in your wigs. Run your hands through your wigs. Wake up the fibers so they're not, you know, they've been in shipping. They get kind of smushed down in that process. So wake them up, put your hands in there, pull them away from the cap. Such a cute style. Oh my goodness, I love this wig. I really do. Let's have a look at it. Again, just long layers here. Let me let you look at this lace front. Always beautiful. Good coverage. There's my bio hair there and there. But look how pretty this is. They know how to make a lace front for sure. And I think that the color of this is gorgeous. Now, Rusty Auburn, one of my favorite colors. And the reason is, I think if you are new to reds and you want to try some red styles, I think it's a nice place to start. I feel like it's very wearable for a lot of skin tones. I recommend Rusty Auburn a lot of times to people just for a place to start. Now, the specs of this, the front of this is 7.5. So it has this long 7.5 inch bang. The back of this, the crown down, is 8.5. Sides are 6.5, and the nape is 2.75. And then it weighs 3.3 ounces. Now, y'all, the density, if you are familiar with Raquel Welch, you know they have more fiber, in my opinion. Y'all, all this is just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I feel like they have a lot of fiber on their wigs. So I would say this is a medium, a light to medium density, in my opinion. Look how pretty this is. Oh my goodness. Now, like I said, normally I will probably take some steam to this, but in the meantime, I've got some Hair You Wear Control hairspray. I cannot even tell you how many bottles of this I have been through in my wig wearing journey. How many cans of this. I keep it in all my bathrooms. I take it with me when I travel. You can get this off your face by using this, but this is a temporary fix. This is not long-term. If you want a long-term fix for this to go up and off, you're gonna have to steam it. But I don't really always have time to do that for a while, so I will just use some hairspray and I will pull that off my face, hold it for a second, and that'll work well for me for today. Let's just take a second and talk about Rusty Auburn. Just a beautiful medium auburn color, and then you can see they have blended this with some strawberry blonde all through here. I'm also going to insert some outdoor footage so you can get a look at it. Y'all, I don't film with studio lights any longer. I feel like I get a better representation of the color for you by using overhead lights. I have one ring light, no studio lights, overhead light, and then I have this, runs the whole length of my house here, a bank of windows. And so that's how I am showing you color now. And I feel like it's a little easier for you to see that way. I can't wait to hear your opinions of this wig. All right, so this is my Straight Up With a Twist Elite right out of the box. Now, I'm going to show you, I have another Straight Up With a Twist Elite, and this one is the color Shaded Cappuccino. I have had this wig about 10 months, and I have worn it and worn it and worn it so many times. Y'all, this is one of those wigs when you wear, someone is going to ask you, where do you get your hair done? Who cut your hair? It's just, it's one of those wigs I always get compliments on every time I wear it. And I think it's just a beautiful style. Like I said, I've had this one around 9 or 10 months and I have worn it, oh my goodness, so many times. I can't even count the number of times I've worn this wig. I'm going to spray it again. This one with the Shaded Cappuccino, as you can see, is very highlighted around the face, where not so much with the Rusty Auburn. So there's something for everyone, and y'all, this comes in so many colors. I mean, just tons of different colors. I love it. I do. Now you see, I have worn this one for a long time, and I have trained it pretty much off my face by doing that every time I put it on. And it is just what it is, a classic. All right, so let's put the Rusty Auburn back on and talk about it a little more. Just something about a new wig. I love a new wig out of the box. But now you can see, this one has not been trained up. The other one I had really pulled off my face because I've worn it that way so many times. Eventually you would train it, but if you will steam it, you can get that same look really easily. Now, all right, the basic cap one I showed you in the very beginning in Shaded Biscuit, I've had this several years. I mean, several years. But keep in mind, I don't wear my wigs every day. I don't wear the same wig every day. So a wig lasts me a very long time. Now, if you're wearing the same wig every single day, or you have one or two that you are switching back and forth, of course you're not going to get that kind of longevity out of. But like I said, I am fortunate, so fortunate, that I have a good many wigs and I can switch them up. Take care of your wigs. I take extremely good care of my wigs. They last me longer that way. Put some heat on it when you need to. When you feel the ends starting to fray at all, stop and put some heat on them. They will last you much longer. So let's just talk about the differences in the cap. All right, they both have a mono top and extended lace front, right? But now we're talking about this one that just is a wefted cap versus this one that is the partial hand-tied cap. So that's what we're looking at here, y'all. Let me grab this. Hang on. Got it caught here on the pen. All right, so basic cap versus the partial hand-tied cap. Now, the price is a difference as well. So that's what we're looking at. What is truly the difference? If you don't care about, oh, I love a basic cap, I'm fine with that, great. If you prefer a hand-tied, wonderful. But there is a difference in the price, of course, and I think it's around, don't quote me on this, but I think it's around $70 to $80 price difference between the two. I believe, somewhere around there. So to me, that's the concern. It's just, what is your budget? What do you want to spend? Are you just as happy with this wig in the wefted version and spend a little less money? That's great. You've seen them side by side, how they look side by side. In my opinion, since they both have mono tops, it's not that huge of a difference between how they fit and how they look, in my opinion. So I think for me, it would just basically boil down to price. So that is just something I'm interested in, your opinion. Let's take a poll. Tell me in the description box, in the comments, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the wefted and spend a little bit less, or would you go and splurge a little bit for the hand-tied? I'm curious to know what you think. And, you know, it's just what's worth it to you. What do you want? What are you comfortable with? But I personally think on this wig, either way is great. You're going to get basically the same look. But again, it's a personal choice. I'm really curious to see what you think. Okay, guys, that's my look at this classic. I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me if you want some more of these type of videos. I have lots of these kind of wigs. We can do this more often if you like. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you for your continued support. I appreciate it so much. And don't forget to go over to Shirley's wig shop and use my code and save yourself a little money. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.